So what is up guys, Nick here helping you to master your technology. 12 iPhone settings to change now. So we're gonna use the iPhone 12 Pro for this video. We're gonna go ahead and head into settings for the first one, and we're gonna go to home screen, and you can see under home screen, it does give you the ability to add your apps to the app library only. Now by default, all of your apps will be cluttering up the home screen, and then you're gonna feel like you have to go ahead and customize everything, but you can have them all just sent here in iOS 14 straight to this app library. So back in settings, we'll go to the app library only, and we'll just click that setting right there. That's one of the main settings you want to change right away if you're just coming to iPhone and you're trying out iOS 14. So the next one is to go ahead and disable auto brightness for better battery life. Now, if we go here and swipe down to this control center, we can raise and lower it obviously. And I wish there was just an auto brightness setting right here, but when you first get your iPhone, this thing is actually buried in the settings. So we're gonna go to settings here. We have to go to accessibility. Then we have to go to display text and size. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and here's where you'll be able to toggle auto brightness off. Now, Apple does say right there, it may affect battery life because they're saying if you crank your brightness up yourself, you forget to bring it down, it could give you worse battery life. But personally, I would rather control my battery life through my own auto brightness settings, and I would rather see the brightness where I want it during the day, and I'm sure you might agree with that. So that's how you turn off auto brightness. Unfortunately, it's many steps. I don't know why Apple don't just put it there, but that's how you turn it off. It's a setting you might want to consider changing. Okay guys, so for the next one, we're gonna turn off non-essential system services. So we're gonna go to settings here. We're gonna go back to our main settings, and how do we get here? Well, we're gonna go to privacy. We're gonna click on location services, and then just scroll down till you get down here. You'll see system services right there. We'll click that system services and take a look at all this stuff that's on. We don't need all of this on. For example, share my location, system customization. You might want to leave on emergency calls and find my iPhone. Those are some crucial features right there. And some of these might be crucial. For example, if you're using, a lot of exercise-based apps, you might want to leave on calibration and distance. And if you really are counting on location-based alerts, you might want that on as well. But just kind of go through these and see what you really don't think you need on, because this will save you battery life. In addition, these product improvement ones are typically turned on, so you could just turn these off. There's plenty of people giving Apple data for product improvement, so you can be the lucky one to turn that off and save yourself a little bit more battery life on your iPhone. So for this next one, we're going to tweak the mobile data settings, or the cellular settings. Now this is going to be more useful for people with iPhone 12 series, as the 5G has become more of a battery drain on our current iPhone. So we're going to go ahead and scroll up here to the top. It's the first settings section, and you're going to see cellular. So click on cellular. Then we're going to go to cellular data options. And there's another step. We're going to click voice and data right here. You'll see 5G is on. So the iPhone is essentially going to find the 5G basically whenever it can, keep it on, but this reduces battery life. So if we turn it to 5G auto, you can see right here, 5G auto uses 5G only when it will not significantly reduce battery life. So if battery life has been a concern, this one change alone could potentially help you out on your iPhone 12. And there may be a similar feature to this for the LTE based iPhone, so check it out as well. Okay, so the next one is in your phone settings. So click on phone settings, and you'll see right there it does say incoming calls banner. So you might notice that in iOS 14 and these latest updates that the call screen kind of only comes up in this banner. However, if you miss the full screen call where it would show the entire call on the whole phone, you might like that. You might want that back, and you go ahead and change this to full screen, and it'll go back to the way it used to be on your iPhone. When somebody calls you, you can see their entire contact and everything across the screen. Okay guys, so for the next one, it is in relation to the camera. So we're gonna scroll down here until we find camera, and you will see it kind of buried down there under photos camera. Now we're gonna click record video. Again, this is more of a iPhone 12 like feature, but HDR video may be toggled on. It is actually toggled on by default. Now the problem with this is not that it doesn't give you a more saturated beautiful video. It definitely does, but some social media apps are not compatible with this, and you'll just have to decide if this is going to be worth it for you. So in video right here, it will give you this nice HDR look, brighter, more saturated, more punchy. However, again, in post editing, if you're doing some editing on your own, this camera right here with the HDR video on could present you some problems. So I would consider turning this off if you're just trying to have the best compatibility across your iPhone 12 series device. Okay guys, so the next one is in display and brightness. We're going to talk about scheduling dark mode. Now you can easily access this through the control center, or you can access it through holding down the brightness slider. In addition, if you turn on automatic, it'll just from light to sunset automatically change. That might be the best feature, but for some people, they sleep irregular schedules, they want more brightness at certain times. You can go ahead and hit options and hit custom schedule, and you could set this up to your own perfection of when you want this thing to go off and on, the dark mode. But the dark mode is super useful, so do consider doing this feature. Out of the box, it does work pretty well on its own, but still, you don't always want to be turning this on and off. It's just a distraction, and it just would be nice for it to just come on when you need it to. So go ahead and use that setting, change that setting to fit your needs the best. Now, one of the best features about iOS 14 is the ability to hide these home screens, but this is a setting that you might not know how to do. You might want to change. So you can go ahead and hold down, or it's more of a feature, but you can go ahead and hold down, and then you can click over here and you can go ahead and toggle these off really quickly, just like this. And this can definitely clean up the iOS experience, giving you one page and app library. Super simple, super clean. So if you didn't know that exists, so you now know that you cannot have this phone loaded with so many pages. It's right there, but it's not the most simple thing for seasoned iPhone users who have been kind of just used to having all these pages. They're just naturally, habitually going to scroll through, but now you can just kind of tap down there and go ahead and get these pages up out of here. And so the next one is to disable iPhone and watch analytics. So in settings, we're going to scroll down to privacy. When we get to privacy, scroll down until you see analytics and improvements down here at the bottom of this page. We'll click that, and you'll see that the iPhone shares iPhone and watch analytics. So Apple will improve its products and services by automatically sending diagnostic data and usage with wireless data. Just turn it off if you want to save some battery life and you don't need it sending out more data. I mean, it's not like everybody's going to watch this video and go ahead and send this out, or turn this off. So there'll be plenty of iPhones out there, millions in fact, that have this feature on. So you want to save some battery life, that's a feature you might want to turn off. And so our next one is in privacy as well. So in settings, scroll to privacy. We're going to go to where it says tracking right here, and make sure the allow apps to request a track is on. So essentially, when you download a new app, it's going to give you a pop-up letting you know what it's going to be tracking, if it's going to be tracking you, and you could allow this or not allow this, and then you could decide, well, you know what, I don't want that app, I don't want it tracking me, goodbye. So really, this is a feature you want to turn on. Now the next one is in accessibility. So let's get up out of here and we'll go to accessibility. And in accessibility, you can turn on this awesome feature called back tap. Now to get to this, under the physical motor section, you're going to want to click touch. Now when you get to touch, scroll down to the bottom, you'll see my back tap is on and I have it enabled for reachability. However, you can do a triple tap action as well, and that will go ahead and do other things as well, like lock the screen, for example. So let me show you how this works. So on the back of the iPhone, you'll double tap, let's double tap, and it'll bring down the reachability. Now, if we go ahead and triple tap, 1, 2, 3, you're gonna see it just lock the screen. So you might not have known your iPhone could do that, but it's a pretty awesome feature that gives you more functionality. So yeah, within accessibility, go ahead and enable back tap and customize it to the feature that you do like. Okay guys, so my next one is gonna be super useful to you at nighttime. So this next one is to reduce white points. So you know how when you bring this brightness down, it's plenty dark most of the time, but it might be still too bright for you at nighttime if you're, a nighttime iPhone user. So we're gonna go ahead and go to accessibility here. We'll go to display and text size. Again, at the bottom where we went to auto brightness, it's right above there. This will reduce the intensity of brightness of colors. And this is almost like having an additional blue light filter or an additional way of lowering the brightness, actually. Not so much a blue light, more of a lowering the brightness at nighttime. And really it can bring, you can tweak this to 100%. It can bring this brightness incredibly down at nighttime, where it literally will just make it so much easier on your eyes. Like the regular brightness all the way down, still, you can definitely see some brightness at nighttime. So do consider using this, but remember, if you toggle this on during the daytime, it's gonna look super dim. You're gonna be like, what's going on with my iPhone? You're gonna have to go back here and turn it on. So it is a manual function that you gotta keep remembering to do. But if you remember this, it can really help you out if you're like, say you're reading a book at night or you're reading some articles. It can definitely help and save your eyes at nighttime. So that's it for me. Those are 12 iPhone settings I think you should consider changing now. I'm often thinking, man, there's so many settings. I just want to share these with my audience. So that's why I went ahead and did this today. But thumbs up if you found this video helpful, entertaining, informing, and subscribe for more because we got many more videos to come in 2021. Thank you very much for watching. Nick here. Be sure to be well and peace.